My family invited me to vacation without children, but when I arrived, there were my sister's children. We didn't have any extra money for your children, Mom said. I left and then my mom called me in February and said she wanted the whole family to take a beach vacation together that summer. She sounded excited about it too, like she was trying to fix the distance that had grown between everyone over the years. Then she added, adults only this time. I asked twice because I have 2 kids. Mason is 8 and Lily just turned 5. Mom said the beach house was expensive and there wasn't enough room or money for extra people. Emily told me maybe it would actually be nice for me to relax alone for a few days, so I agreed. Meanwhile, my younger sister Megan kept talking nonstop in the family group chat about the trip. She lived in Denver with her husband Tyler and their 3 kids. Every time I asked for details, Mom gave short answers. Simple trip, nothing fancy, just family time. I paid for my own flight because Mom said the rental already stretched her budget. I even used unpaid vacation days from work to make it happen. The morning I left, Lily asked why she couldn't come. I told her maybe next year. She nodded, but she looked crushed. That stayed in my head the entire flight. When I landed in Florida, Megan texted me the address. I grabbed an Uber and headed to the beach house. The place was massive. Oceanfront, huge balcony, private pool. The second I stepped onto the driveway, I heard children screaming and laughing inside. I stopped walking. A little boy ran past the front window holding a water gun. Then I heard Megan yell, "Ethan, stop splashing your sister." I stood there staring at the house before finally walking in. Pool toys were everywhere. Tiny flip-flops near the back door. Coloring books spread across the table. My mom looked up from the kitchen and froze. "Oh, you're here." Megan walked around the corner carrying her youngest daughter like nothing was strange. "Hey," she said casually. "Long flight?" I looked around slowly. "You said no kids." Nobody answered immediately. Gary, my stepdad, sighed loudly from the couch. Mom crossed her arms. "We didn't have extra money for your children." Megan needed more help. I honestly thought she was joking. "You had room for her 3 kids, but not my 2? It's different," she snapped. Megan jumped in immediately. "Tyler's business has been struggling. You and Emily both work steady jobs." There it was. Same thing as always. Megan was the one everyone protected. Megan was the one who needed support. Meanwhile, I was expected to quietly deal with everything because I usually did. I looked around that giant house again. 5 bedrooms, huge kitchen, private beach access. My kids would have loved this place. There was plenty of room for them. They just didn't want them there. I asked Mom quietly, "Did you seriously think I'd be okay with this?" "You're overreacting," she said instantly. Tyler sat outside near the pool drinking beer while their kids splashed around behind him. Nobody even looked guilty. That part hurt the most. This wasn't some misunderstanding. They planned this weeks ago. I suddenly pictured Lily asking why she couldn't come, and something inside me completely shut off. I picked my suitcase back up. Mom followed me toward the door. "Don't do this." "Do what?" "Make everything uncomfortable." I laughed because apparently I was the problem now. Gary muttered, "So dramatic." I turned and looked directly at my mom. "I took unpaid time off for this trip." Nobody answered. I walked outside. Mom followed me down the driveway, asking where I was going. I told her I'd find a hotel. Before the Uber arrived, I asked her one last question. "Did Mason and Lily even cross your mind once while planning this?" She opened her mouth but didn't answer. That told me everything. I stayed at an airport hotel that night feeling embarrassed more than angry. Emily stayed quiet while I explained everything over the phone. Then she asked something strange. "Who actually paid for that beach house?" I told her Mom claimed she did. Emily told me to check Megan's Facebook, so I did. Megan had already uploaded vacation photos before I even arrived. In one picture, a welcome sign hung in the kitchen. "Welcome back, Megan and family." Another photo accidentally showed paperwork taped near the fridge with my grandfather's trust name printed across the top. That mattered because Grandpa created a vacation fund years ago that was supposed to be shared equally between all grandchildren. I called my Aunt Karen the next morning. 3 weeks later, the attorney handling the trust removed my mom from managing the account completely. Turns out she'd been using family trust money for years while excluding relatives whenever Megan wanted more space or money. A reimbursement check arrived for me a month later. Almost $12,000. Mom called nonstop after she found out. Megan texted me saying I destroyed the family over a misunderstanding. I ignored both of them. That winter, Emily and I took Mason and Lily to Florida ourselves. Smaller hotel, smaller beach, better trip. The first night there, Lily grabbed my hand and asked quietly, "This vacation is really for us?" I told her yes, and for the first time in years, my family had nothing to say.